Good morning. Welcome to the Gardens and Graveyards channel. My name is Charisma, and today we are down in the medicine garden, and I'm going to give you a tour of my medicine garden, and I'm going to ask you for some grace because it is the middle of the summer and we are in the messy middle. It is a wild garden right now. So, you know, we wait and wait and wait for flowers and plants to grow, and then they shoot up and they go absolutely crazy and you don't have time to keep up with them. So we live on 3/4 of an acre. About half of it is gardened. A quarter of it is house and garage, and a quarter of it is just native wild landscaping around the edges. We have a lot going on here. We're also building a greenhouse. We work part-time. It's just a lot. So the medicine garden, it needs to be weeded. It needs to be cut back. There's herbs that need to be harvested, but everything looks absolutely gorgeous and so abundant. And I kind of love the wild look, but I'm also feeling the push and pull into getting in there and doing some maintenance. But for today, we're just going to do a tour. I'm just going to turn the camera around and show you what is growing in the medicine garden at the end of July in a Zone 9A on the Oregon coast. So this is the garden. It is terraced, kind of hard to tell because we have plants spilling everywhere, but you can kind of see the terrace here. It's also terraced on this side. We're just going to start here and work our way around. So this little pocket is part shade. So I've got a heuchera here that's in bloom. I've got a fuchsia, a holly fern. We've got some Shasta daisies. Look at this fun, frilly Shasta daisy. Isn't she so cute? I love that. Just a different, you know, Shastas are usually really strong, structured, and this is just like frilly and fun. And then we have our little fun annual tower with verbenas and calibrachoas. These are all proven winners. I can't remember. I think so. And then we begin with some herbs. So we've got St. John's wort here. It's flowering and getting its berries. And we've got a brunnera here, which is just for decoration. We've got rhubarb in here that had a little bit of transplant shock. We've harvested it a little bit, so it's a little worse for wear, but it's usually in its full glory in the spring, so it's fine. It's growing. It's doing good. Then we've got lovage, which I need to cut back. It is a perennial here, so it comes back every year. Let's go into here. We've got blueberries, actually getting berries all over it. And we've got a creeping thyme that I need to shear back so that the flowers are off. Herbs, when they flower, it tells the plant, I'm done. I'm not going to grow anymore. So a lot of herbs, you want to make sure that the flowers don't have an opportunity to grow because you want the plant to continue to grow. So that's something that I need to do soon. All right, behind the blueberry, we'll just go tier, let's see, we'll go tier by tier. So I have Artemisia, I have borage, I have mint, which is getting shaded out, which I'm just now noticing. I have bindweed, which is a problem. I need to get out of here. Okay. Okay, Artemisia, borage. I have some plantain. I don't know. This is plantain also. More borage. We have an echinacea. Isn't that such a pretty echinacea? It's so bright and colorful. I'm so glad to add echinacea in here to have some different color. Okay, over here, well, I transplanted creeping rosemary. It's not taking the transplant very well, so it might not stay there. Plenty of weeds. We've got clover. We've got bittercress. We've got dandelion. Yeah. And then we've got a bunch of succulents that I just kind of let grow kind of wild in here. That's fine. Okay, so then up on the second tier, I've got a yellow yarrow, which looks really good. It needs to be harvested. I've got Egyptian walking onions, which I also need to harvest. We've got nice big bulbs on there. We've got another echinacea that's just starting to color up. We've got a golden oregano, but I've got a bunch of Egyptian walking onions crawling over it. I've got a horsetail growing through it. So I just need to clean that up. All right, then up on the next tier, we've got a hosta, which is, you can eat their new shoots and their flowers are edible. We don't, but you can. That is a cotton lavender, the silver foliage there. Then I've got a few different sages. So I've got a purple culinary sage right here and right here. I've got a variegated sage right there. I've got two of the Proven Winners Rockin' Deep Purple salvias right there and there. We've got some oxeye daisies. We've got a rose volunteer. We've got pineapple sage coming up, and we've got a little hibiscus over there. Let's see what else over here. And then the big show over here is my comfrey, which needs to be cut back. She's got a bunch of flowers that I need to cut off of there and harvest some leaves. So comfrey, and then she's seeded another comfrey right there, which I'll probably dig up and give away. All right, so then we've got a succulent waterfall that's very weedy, and you can't tell that it's the waterfall is you can't see it really right now. I've got geranium growing up through there that shouldn't be there, and horsetail that shouldn't be there. Mostly that's it, but it's looking kind of messy because of it. I've got vinca growing here and geranium. Up at the top, that's a big, huge rosemary. Hard to kind of see. We'll go to the top tier here. We've got a eucalyptus, which I need to cut back. Rose campion, that's the silver foliage. We've got the Tower of Seeds, which we did a few weeks ago, and it is very happy. Full of nasturtiums, a couple different varieties, lettuces. This is zinnias. We've got a little bit of cosmos. So really fun, but I can actually come in here and thin a little bit of this or transplant them out so that they have room to grow. At the top, so we've got the eucalyptus, we've got a smoke bush. This is an orange crocosmia, which is just starting to bloom right there. And then we've got a holly. We've got some yarrow there. We've got a dwarf oregano right here. And then we've got verbena starting to come up, and she's getting a little bit of a bud right there. On this tier, then we step down here. On this tier, I've got a white yarrow just starting to bud up. I've got nasturtium starting to crawl everywhere. We've got a weed. I don't want this. No, it's already going to flower, so just put that over there. We've got garlic chives that bloomed and they're looking kind of messy. I need to clean those up. I've got chamomile there. Right here, it smells so good. And then another echinacea that's starting to color up. And another, this is a regular chive, an onion chive, that's also done blooming and looking kind of messy. We've got sedums in full bloom down here, which is really fun. And then we have elfin thyme, which has blooms on it, and Corsican thyme, which also has blooms on it. But I also have horsetail, I have clover, and I need to get all those little weeds out of the creeping thymes. And then, or Corsican mint, yeah. Elfin thyme, Corsican mint, that's what it is. So anyway, I gotta weed out these ground covers. And then we have a Roman chamomile that's in full bloom. Got all that yellow, gorgeous, gorgeous flower. Love it. We've got the jewel nasturtium blooming. This is the 3rd year, I think, that it self-seeded and is just growing all throughout. This is the other one. The other color. Pretty. Okay, and then the Tower of Annuals are looking good. There's just some petunias and snapdragons all in there, which the Roman chamomile complements so well. It's so fun to have. I've got another blueberry over here. It's pretty loaded. I've only got a couple of ripe berries. I'll just have that for a little snack. Then we've got our holding table, which I've completely ignored for months. But I hope that I will be getting out to the creek soon. And we've got a couple of roses that I could put out there. Some more walking Egyptian onions. We've got a hydrangea. Look at this thing is blooming. These 2 little leaves. That's so wild. And then the staghorn sumac, which really needs some water, and a lilac, which also, I need to water all these things. Another blueberry right here. Nice big berries, really big berries. And then this is a fennel. Really beautiful texture. It's a bronze fennel, so it will start bronzing up here pretty soon and have that copper color. And it does have some seed heads coming up, which is really fun. I use that in tea and different herbal concoctions. Fennel seed. It's also good for culinary purposes. Tons of cranesbill geranium that was on our property when we purchased it. And actually this whole hillside was just, there was no terrace. It was just a big hillside, and it was full of the orange crocosmia and the cranesbill geranium. And then in this tower, I've got foxgloves and clematis and honeysuckle. Okay, it's kind of wild. We've got some buds coming on right there, but nothing's blooming just yet, I don't think. And then we've got a weeping birch tree that's just a baby right there. Eventually, it doesn't get huge, but it will get, you know, to kind of cover this corner of the house eventually. So there you have it. There's the medicine garden. Well, that's going to do it for this video. I hope that it inspired you to go out in your garden and to not be overwhelmed or, you know, judge yourself too much if it gets a little wild and out of control, because this is how these plants want to be. They don't want to be meticulously groomed. They want to go a little wild and seed all over the place. That is their nature. And so sometimes it's just fun to see how they want to act naturally without me controlling them. And if I have that perspective, then it doesn't overwhelm me and make me feel like I'm not doing a good job as a gardener, because I'm not controlling every single aspect of my garden. That's not the goal, not in my life anyway. So yeah, we probably will be bringing you along on our cutting back journey pretty soon. We've got tons to cut back up in the front garden as well. Flowers to harvest for drying. We have just a lot of, you know, just deadheading to do so that new flushes of color can come up. It's really not a whole lot of time consuming projects. It's just, you know, getting out there and doing it. So I just need to dedicate, you know, an hour or so and get it done. So anyway, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you're celebrating your life, and we will see you in the next video. Bye.